fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams and I'm so happy you're joining me today. I'm excited because on today's show, I have a little need for speed and I'm taking you on the road with me in a hot red convertible for a joyride. But before all of that, it's time for what's happening around town. Here's what's happening in Fort Wayne this week so you can check it out. The Summit City Comedy Club presents five-time Grammy and Emmy nominee Margaret Cho October 13th through 15th with shows on Thursday at 7:30 and Friday and Saturday at 7:30 and 10:30 p.m. Tickets start at $25 for the Thursday show and $30 for the Friday and Saturday shows. Margaret Cho is an 18 and up audience. Friday features Scott Bradley's postmodern jukebox at the Clyde Theater. This evening of jazz and swing music features remakes of today's pop hits into classics of yesteryear. Tickets start at $45 and are available at the Clyde Theater's ticket office and website. The YLNI Outdoor Farmers Market continues on the corner of Wayne and Bar Street every Saturday morning from 9 to 1 through the month of October. Fort Wayne's original farmers market presents fresh produce, organic fruits and vegetables, plus handmade jewelry, crafts, and artwork. The market also features live music and fun for the kids. Saturday is the 13th annual Fright Night, presented by Downtown Fort Wayne. Fright Night features several free activities throughout the day in downtown Fort Wayne, starting at 9 a.m. The popular Zombie Walk starts at Zombie Central, otherwise known as the Indiana-Michigan Power Center Plaza, and that starts at 5:30, with the pre-party starting at 1. Visit frightnightdowntown.com for a complete list of events throughout the entire day. And you don't want to miss the Wild Zoo Halloween at Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. The zoo is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday and Sunday with the spectacular activities such as a mystery maze, treats, and so much more. Costumes are encouraged and the event is free with paid zoo admission. The Fort Wayne Museum of Art is featuring the Day of the Dead exhibit, featuring memorials created by artists, families, and community groups from throughout the region. Visit fwmoa.org for more information.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Guys, do you hear that humming? Today is an exciting day because I'm at Kelley Chevrolet and next to me is the 2022 Corvette Convertible and I want to learn all things about it. So with me I have Kelley, who is a Corvette specialist. Hi Kevin.
Hi there, welcome.
Thank you. So this beauty behind us.
Yes.
Man, this is a rare, one-of-a-kind vehicle. So why don't you tell us all about it?
Okay, so again, like you mentioned, this is a 22 Corvette Convertible. This is our first hardtop with the 8th generation Corvette. We have 3 different trim levels with the new Corvette, a 1, 2, or 3 LT. This is a 3 LT fully loaded with every option on it.
Wow, wow. So just first and foremost, people being able to get access to this vehicle is very rare. Is that correct?
Yeah, very limited production. Most dealers' wait lists for a car like this is roughly 24 months. Wow. And it has been for the past 3 to 3.5 years.
Yes, and so today is special because we're going to take you around the vehicle and even drive it. So tell us about the features. Walk me around and let me know just a couple of things that pop out.
Okay, so first and foremost, I can tell this car is what we call a Z51, which is basically a track package for the C8. So if you want to take this vehicle on a track, you want to race it, this has the right equipment for helping cool down the brakes and the transmission of the vehicle. It also has the optimal horsepower, reaching 495 horsepower in this car.
Wow, wow.
And 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. from the
3
factory.
seconds?
3 seconds.
Okay, and look at this trimming. I love the unique style, and this has a more European vibe, correct?
Very much so. When you see these out in the wild, you know, people think, hey, is that a Ferrari? Is that a McLaren? No, this is a Chevrolet.
Yes. One thing that you had pointed out that was interesting is where the motor is located.
Yeah, so for the first time ever, Chevrolet has actually built this car with the motor behind the front seats. So this is going to be a convertible. So as you see, this is all going to be painted, but we also have a coupe. Now the difference in the coupe and convertible is the coupe will have a piece of glass right here that allows you to see the motor from outside the vehicle.
Okay, okay, and it has a trunk feature in the back.
It does. So there are 4 touch points throughout the car, 2 for the doors, 1 for the front trunk, and 1 for the rear. You simply press a button and that will then allow you access. Now this one has, you know, a Corvette car cover and the original mats that are still in plastic.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yes. And this is such a nice area to store quick grabbing items.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or if you're heading to the golf course and you have your set of clubs back here, easily accesses. I mean, Chevrolet says that you can fit 1 set of golf clubs back here, so that's not going to be an issue at all. And then we also have the front trunk. Okay. So when you walk up to the front of the vehicle, under your driver's side headlight, this is kind of the key feature to open the front trunk.
Oh, okay.
So you simply reach down here,
little
press
secret.
a little pad, and then the front trunk does a job.
Okay, look at that.
So for an overnight bag, or hey, just you ran to the grocery store, throw some things in here, it'll be totally secure.
And is this able to be accessible through remote control?
It is.
Okay.
So from the key fob, you can actually access the front trunk and the rear trunk. And with the convertible, you can actually put the top up or down from the key fob itself.
Okay.
So
That
very
is
cool.
very convenient.
Exactly.
Because I'm thinking about the groceries.
Absolutely.
And your hands are full, you just pop it in. How cool is that? Let me just put my groceries in the front.
Right.
Love it so much. And then this is a 2-tapper too, right? So it's 1.
Yeah.
And then 2.
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so let's look at the inside of the car and the interior. So
You got it, little pad right there.
Yes. Ooh, so nice. Ooh, okay. All right. So as we are in here, so will you tell me about the different features internally?
Yeah, so for the driver, Chevrolet made the cockpit to basically mold around you. Okay. So the first thing you'll notice is these are going to be all your HVAC controls.
Oh,
So that'll be for heated seats, ventilated seats for driver and front passenger. And again, it totally wraps around the driver's body. The transmission of this vehicle that you may see is all push button and pull button. Okay, so like right here, you know, you push for park, you pull for reverse, you push for neutral, you pull for drive, and you push for manual.
Okay, I haven't seen that before.
I know.
Push button
so brand
control.
new for the Corvette.
Okay, it's brand new.
And then that there is going to be your mode selector. So underneath that little leather pad, there will be a metal dial. And if you turn the dial, it'll actually put the car into different modes. And there's 6 modes in Corvette currently.
Okay.
So you can go into tour mode, which gives you a nice smooth ride. You can go into sport or track mode, which is more aggressive if you are going to be using the performance aspects of the vehicle.
Okay. And then this here is just your full navigation,
Yeah,
radio.
full navigation, touchscreen, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Nice.
Of course, it has AM, FM with XM radio as well. And it does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Oh, okay. That is awesome. And then, so I see that the roof is open on this.
It
so
is.
if you want to close it up, how do you do that?
So you pull to open, you push to close. So pull it up. Okay, there we go.
All right.
2-piece hardtop. And you just hold it until it stops, which will take about 27 seconds.
Okay. Cover up. Oh, see? Oh, and then you're protected. Easy as that. Sun covers you, and then you're ready for a drive. Bye-bye. Coming up next, I get behind the wheel of that red beauty and take it on a joyride. And later, I get some wonderful advice about posture and working on your core from Summit Physical Therapy. I'll see you after the break.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on Wane.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15.
We are in.
I know.
Okay,
so this
we're
is the
gonna
fun part.
Buckle up, and now, how do we get this thing rolling? So you say this is drive and this is reverse.
Yeah, so you push for park, you pull up for reverse, you pushed in for neutral, you pull up for drive. So foot on the brake, pull up for drive.
Okay, does that automatically release the park?
It does.
Okay.
See?
And now we're in drive
Now you're
mode?
in gear.
Okay, and I just can go forward?
Yeah, slow off the brake and so we'll start moving forward for you.
Let's go for a drive.
So one thing you'll notice about this car is you're not going to notice a whole lot of shifting.
Yeah.
It's almost very seamless as it goes through all 8 speeds of the transmission. You need one of these.
I do.
I know you do.
Love that.
Very low to the ground, but very smooth. Does it feel different to you at all?
It
having
does.
the motor behind you?
Okay, you know what? I feel it on the brake a little bit more, like I don't know how to say it, like it's stopping from behind in a way.
Right.
And it picks up so easily.
It does.
You know, effortlessly. You can just tap on that gas and
And the nice thing, well, the nice thing about this car is most people like to hear the motor. I just want to let you feel the acceleration of the vehicle and how it performed.
Ah, and that purring.
Isn't it great?
It is. Oh man. The nice wind, and it's not hitting your face too much. Like this cover is really nice.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Protecting your face from the wind. Yes,
Absolutely. We have the windows down too. So
yeah, it's a nice balance. I like that. I don't even have to press the brake. If I just take my foot off of the gas,
accelerator, yeah.
It starts to like
Slow down.
moderately. Like that's really cool. It's almost like super smart.
It is.
Knowing what I want to do. And just like that.
And then all you have to do is press P for park.
Okay.
Just that easy.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kevin, for
You're very
giving
welcome.
me this joy ride of this beautiful 2022 Corvette. And yeah, I appreciate it.
Come back anytime. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll see you after the break.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelley Automotive Group.
This segment sponsored by Summit Physical Therapy. How we sit and how we stand is so important to keep a really strong posture. So today I'm really excited to have with me Andreas, who is the owner of Summit Physical Therapy here in Fort Wayne. Hi.
Good.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. So this is such an important topic because I think most people think about how they sit because it can impact their future and how they slouch. Is that correct?
Correct. So as many things go wrong into our body, the same thing is true for posture. So it is kind of a cumulative process. So we all neglect posture from time to time, and I often say it's a little bit like a diet. We've all had fast food, but we don't go there for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if we sit right most of the time, then we can avoid all the downsides that come with poor posture. So poor posture essentially means you're not really engaging your core. You've kind of, we oftentimes call it hanging on ligaments. You're just kind of hanging on your spine. And when you do that, you're kind of overstretching connective tissues that, if you do this long enough, will be overstretched to a point where it might be hard to reverse that. So oftentimes we talk about, we use an analogy we call the cut knuckle analogy, the bent knuckle analogy. So it's kind of like you bent your knuckle back and you hold it maybe for 20 minutes, and after 20 minutes, your knuckle is probably going to be a little bit achy. So as soon as you start moving it again, it feels better. So what have we actually done? We've placed abnormal stress on otherwise normal tissue. But what if we do this not for 20 minutes, but we do it for 20 weeks, months, and years? So at some point, we no longer place abnormal stress on normal tissue. Now we place abnormal stress on abnormal tissue, which we're hopefully trying to avoid.
Yeah, and when people are wanting to keep a better posture, what are things that they can be mindful of as they sit and stand just to make sure that, okay, am I aligned correctly? Do you have any tips for us?
Yeah, so we try to make posture control as simple as possible. It's a little bit like a golf swing. I don't want you to have 10 thoughts in your head about posture.
Yeah.
So I think what has helped us the most is to get patients to experience the extreme of both. So the extreme of bad, sitting very slouched, then experience the extreme of sitting very erect, and then trying to find out, can I find some middle ground there? So in other words, you know, not being fully flexed, not being fully erect, and when we spend time in that what we call neutral zone, or we call it also neutral spine, then our core is actually engaged, and that's really the language we like to use, engage, because it really does not require a lot of strength. And sometimes people will cringe when I say core strength is overrated. What's underrated is core awareness, because it's actually been measured how much strength it takes to hold yourself upright, and it's about 20-25% of your actual core strength. So you would have to be extremely weak to not be able to hold yourself in that neutral position.
Yes, and that's interesting that you say that, because I think it's part of the mindfulness of, especially when you're working throughout the day on the computer or something, and you slowly start to slouch more.
Right.
So how would one be aware? Like, what are some signs or signals that the body gives you, because your body speaks to you, to say, hey, it's time to straighten up?
Yeah. Well, we actually encourage patients to maybe even set a timer and remind themselves until it really becomes a habit. So when people ask me, how often do you want me to do this slouch over correct drill, then I kind of realize, yeah, maybe there's still a little bit of educating to do here, because we want you to do it all day long.
Yeah.
So I do it myself all day long. I do it when I drive to work. I think of sitting in my car, going to extreme of good, backing off a little bit, so I know I'm in this middle ground. And from a musculoskeletal standpoint, really what happens is that as we slouch, so this is the back of the spine, this is the front. As we slouch, we put a lot of pressure on the front of the intervertebral disc, and we just perpetually push it out the back door, so to speak. And so eventually the fibers in the disc weaken, and eventually that nucleus that sits inside the disc gets pushed out, and all of a sudden you find yourself straightening up or getting up from a chair, and you have to kind of walk your way up onto your hands, and you realize, ooh, my back is really stiff. So those are first signs that the disc is starting to displace.
Okay.
So by actually going to your slouch position and then back to your arch position and then settling somewhere in between, what you achieve by doing so is you really creating a nice even impact on the disc. And when you do that, you know, the disc stays much healthier, and also as we get older, you also keep even pressure on the vertebral body. So if you're in your 70s, 80s, and you've already been diagnosed with osteoporosis, that's where the compression fractures happen in the front of the vertebral body, because you're constantly loading it in the front. So our goal is to load it evenly.
Okay, and so tell us about Summit Physical Therapy and the services that you offer for the community.
So speaking of, you know, on the subject of posture, it is almost always part of the rehab. So whether you're seeing a back patient, a neck patient, a shoulder patient, posture is always part of it. So we see primarily musculoskeletal patients. We have a pool that we're very proud to have with a treadmill, so we can bring people back to running maybe much sooner than what they would be able to do maybe otherwise. It's a nice progression to basically transition somebody from aquatic therapy to land therapy, and then hopefully back to their sports.
Okay, so your facility is just really a place for anyone who is suffering from back pains, any type of injury, they need recovery.
And so if patients are not really sure whether or not physical therapy is right for them, they can always call us and we will schedule them for a free screen and just let them know, yeah, this might be a little bit more than what we can do. Maybe you need to see an orthopedic surgeon, maybe you need to get some diagnostic workup, or yes, this is something we can work with. And that is a totally free service, so they can just call us, set it up, and we will give them our free opinion.
All right, well, thank you so much, Andreas, for talking with us. And as you heard it, if you have a pain or not sure what your final step is, the first step is to go to Summit Physical Therapy, and we will have the number listed below so that you can give them a call. We'll be right back. This segment sponsored by Summit Physical Therapy.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
Well, today was a fun show. Thank you so much for coming along that ride with me. And if you missed an episode of Living Local 15, you can catch up on our YouTube channel. And you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. We have a special celebrity guest joining us. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesday and spread a little light, spread a little love, and I'll see you here tomorrow.
Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.